Hello and welcome to Faithful to Big Brother, where we are discussing Big Brother UK 2025, Day 10. And we are here with lots of Big Brother news.
I feel like I've not left this desk today. I feel like I've been here before somewhere, recording maybe another podcast. If you're interested in the traitors, maybe check out our podcast feed or our YouTube channel. Linktree.
Oh, sorry.
You're going to say OnlyFans? Oh, okay. I don't know. It sounded like you were saying go to our Only, and I interrupted you halfway through.
We haven't launched that yet.
No, that's soon.
I said if you're only interested in Big Brother, then you're in the right place.
Yes,
which is here.
But if you're interested in lots of reality television, then you should follow us, because we do lots of reality TV. We do lots of traitors. We do lots of Big Brother. We do lots of everything. So follow us on our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2, and on there it's got all of our links to our social media, our YouTube, our Spotify, our all your favorite podcast apps. And on there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us, and ring the bell, and all that good stuff. And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful, and on there you can give us £5 to help toward the podcast, just like...
Yes, someone has bought us. It says a gold coin, and you've been saying it's an eyeball this whole time. So...
I apologise. It's staying as gold coin forevermore. I change it every series, and I think the joke's lost now. It's been 3 years. I don't think people found it funny the first time around, to be honest.
So, someone, lovely Alex and Ben, you've kept me entertained this year with your insights on multiple Traitors seasons, race around the world, across the world, whatever, and both civilian and celeb Big Bro. Your coffee/eyeball/gold nugget/boarding pass is long overdue.
Oh God, see, I've been doing this throughout.
And I'm sending it with love and thanks. Please give producer Charlie a big squeeze from his gunkle, Jason.
Oh, hi, Jason. So someone is actually Jason.
Yes.
Jason is someone. So I've heard. So thank you, Jason.
What does gunkle mean? Do you know?
Great uncle.
No.
Gorgeous uncle.
Do you not know?
Of course I know. It's gay uncle.
Right.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Yes.
I'm a gunkle to 3 children. You're a gunkle to 3 as well.
One of us is better than the other.
Oh, is one? 'Tis one? Because one might not agree. Cameron, bring up their faces so I can talk about them. Go on.
Right, so there's lots. I mean, we weren't sure if we were going to do an episode today.
Well, we didn't think there were a lot would happen. We thought, you know what, we could get away with not talking about Big Brother for 2 days, and then we can just concentrate a little bit harder on traitors and do the traitor celebrity, blah 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 blah. But it's as it's gone, we've actually found out that quite a lot is happening in Big Brother right now, with Caroline and Zila. And the news that broke yesterday about George.
Yes.
So we think we need to keep our fingers in the pie.
Beth commented on our Spotify episode saying, George got kicked out. Is that enough drama for you guys to now do an episode tonight?
Although yes, Beth. Answer question.
I say this wanting you guys to actually prioritise your life over the podcast, obviously. But it's all kicking off and I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Yes, well, we'll be talking about our thoughts. But the thing is with the George thing, we do need to say this is quite speculative because we don't know the full details. There's things out there, but we don't know the full details. And as much as we like saying things that we think about George in the house, that's backed up with what we know because we've seen it on screen. But things that we haven't seen is very speculative. So obviously everything we're going to say about George in the future is not proven yet. So don't jump on us for being like, you're wrong. George would never do that. George is too nice.
Yeah, yesterday ITV announced, they said he's been removed from the house. The eviction's still going ahead, but the votes are being reset for Richard,
Cameron,
Elsa, and Cameron. Is it Cameron?
It's Cameron. It's Cameron. Oh, I've got it here. Hang on.
Cameron B.
Let me go back to my notes here. So it's Cam B, Elsa, and Richard.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, because we have a bit of an influence, I feel. No, we don't have any influence whatsoever, but I will be voting probably to keep Elsa and Richard in.
Oh.
Camby's too fake. I'm sorry, but he's constantly looking around at the camera. And
anyway,
just doing
so yeah, they announced that George was gone.
Yes, go on.
They're not going to air what he said because it breaks Ofcom rules, so they can't, apparently. But they've also, in their press statement, been extremely vague and not even hinted at what George said, which made him have to be removed automatically. But it did say that he'd had multiple warnings.
Which we never saw. We only saw one warning, which was the warning he had about the comment he made about Sam during a game of Spin the Bottle.
Which they had to do a flashback to.
which they didn't actually air the first time
No.
round, and then because they gave him a warning and they then used it as fodder for plot for Big Brother, they had to go back and then air it. So it's
ITV do this a lot though, don't they? They seem to do this. They did this last year. There was a few times when Dan got evicted. He said, "Oh," and then there was the homophobic comment, and everyone was like, "What? What?" There was, we didn't see it, and then there was a few other instances with
Marcello.
Ali, with Marcello and stuff. So
Marcello was was
protected.
edited. Yes, he was protected by the edit, and there seems to be evidence, again speculative. There seems to be evidence that George was somewhat protected by an edit by ITV for reasons, could be just for his own protection, because he might have been said some really ridiculous things in the house.
the things that they said were ridiculous enough,
but they were always shut down. Like again,
Yeah.
in this episode of Big Brother, he talked about the Buzz Lightyear movie. He said that a woman kissing another woman on the cheek is likened to a pornography film. Zena, brilliant as always, didn't step down, fought the argument, proved him wrong. George looked like a twat, as always. But it's the fact that George hypocritically said that a children's cartoon, which had a kiss on the cheek by of a lesbian couple, was pornography, and yet was in the TV series Heartstopper. So technically, George was in a pornography in the mind of George. So George put himself in the role of a porno actor. So
He's
good for you,
also,
George.
We had another thing yesterday where someone found him also in an eBay advert.
Yes.
So add to his list of many talents that he has.
Many talents, but he doesn't want to be known for being a shallow actor / musician. Oh, no.
We didn't see the full conversation of the Buzz Lightyear thing, but it kind of annoyed me how Jenny, not annoyed me, but I thought it was a bit weird how Jenny was like, oh, they showed this lesbian film and I had to describe it to my niece and nephews, but it was quite good, blah, blah, blah. And like, you've seen the Buzz Lightyear film, haven't you?
I don't know.
I thought we both saw it.
Yeah,
but
we
like,
have, yeah.
Yeah, but like the lesbian kiss, that it was like made into this big old hoo-ha.
It's a peck on the cheek. It's not even a kiss.
And it's part of a montage. And the kiss is like a quarter of a second.
Blink and you miss it.
Like you wouldn't even know it's there if you
Just
weren't,
like
if you
porn.
didn't. Just like George when he...
Just like George, yeah, when he's in... No, well, actually, allegedly not.
And it's like... So that kind of annoyed me that Jenny was like, oh yeah, there's loads of lesbians in it. It's like, well, actually, there isn't.
Maybe Jenny was watching a pornography and she didn't realise.
Yeah, she watched the bootleg version. That kind of annoyed me because Cameron Kay cleverly said, well, maybe we shouldn't discuss it because we haven't actually seen the film, and that shut everyone up. And Jenny was the one who had seen this film. But it's like, if you actually watch that Buzz Lightyear film, I'm not advocating Buzz Lightyear, but it's like a quarter of a second during a montage of a thing that's taken place over like 30 years.
But it's like everything. George has heard bits and pieces, is outraged by it because he's been told to be outraged by it, and then using very loose-based facts has decided these are the reasons why.
And I loved how Zila was like, well, what if it was a man and a woman kissing? Is that pornography? And he didn't have an answer again. And it's like, well, that wouldn't be on a kid's. I might have a problem with that. It wouldn't be. And it's like Cinderella.
Yeah. Sleeping
Aladdin,
Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Snow White.
It's like... or every single piece of media... ever since film existed. It's like, this always shows a man and a woman, but that's not pornography. It's like, oh.
Well, no, it's because it was kids.
I'm glad that he's thrown out now, actually, because like, it's as interesting it is to see him get shot down all the time.
Which he was shot down every single time. Every single time he was shown on screen with an argument about something. And the grandeur, the idea in his mind, the fact that he totally believed that every time he had a conversation with someone, he was like riling them up and really upsetting them. Like today, he was looking at the board, and him and Caroline were like talking about who they think would be nominated and who would be in and out, and whatever this and the other. And he was like, "Yeah, I really like mixing things up with that group because they just don't have anything to say." And it's like, he basically has said that he likes talking to Tate and Cameron B because they may not have quite an eloquent answer to give back. Like Tate had the conversation about homelessness, and there was someone who was homeless and was hungry, and they took his meal that he was eating in front of him. And Tate said, I felt devastated for the person. I wasn't angry that he took my meal. I've just felt devastated for the person that they went that far. And George, this is probably the first time George kind of did win, if you want to use that term, the argument, because Tate didn't really have much to add on other than empathy, which George doesn't have, and sympathy, which George doesn't have. And then George kind of turned the conversation into crime, like, because of course you do.
I know, but he still had, the thing is with George, if you follow the ridiculous right-wing buzz pieces, which if you're online, if that's your thing, you can see it outright, and you can see that the homeless one and the having a child when you can't afford it argument is another one of his right-wing weird online spaces where they're like, well, if you can't afford to have the kids, don't have them. And Tate correctly gave the answer, which is the actual answer is, well, you can have a kid and then you can become poor. Things happen to you after you've had a child.
Circumstances, yeah.
So, and that's another thing where, again, George was shut down. So Tate did have a reply, and that was the correct reply. And it's like, but like, it is so frustrating how George is just clearly been watching YouTube videos or whatever, or not, if actually not YouTube. What's that weird one? The one that Russell Brand was on.
Oh yeah,
Redbox or whatever. What's it called?
But I know the one you're talking about. Yeah,
he's probably on there, watching Andrew Tate, and you can just know that he's watching all this crap and just reading these headlines and these stupid things,
sponging it up, like sucking it in. So just ridiculous.
I'm glad that he's just got. It's a shame he didn't get evicted, because it would have been good to see him booed, but he would have relished it, and to be fair, that would have made him a bit of a martyr in the right-wing community. I think the way that the fact he went out sheepishly in the back door with no kind of fanfare, I think was brilliant. It was good, because it meant that George couldn't then use the back of leaving the Big Brother house as his rhetoric to then become the grifter that he desperately wants to be. He's tried.
He's so desperate to be a grifter online, and you're going to see him now. And trust me, if you're on social media, if you're on TikTok, if you're on X, whatever the other, you're going to see him pop up every now and then. And do you know the best thing you can do with people like Richard? Block him and move on. No, Richard. No, we love Richard. No, not Richard. George. People you can do with George, you just block them and move on, because the reason they exist is because you give them the oxygen to exist.
Yeah, he'll have a blue tick, and every time he posts something ridiculous, he gets paid for that because of that blue tick. So just block, so it can't be shared.
Just don't bother with him.
End. So
we've seen him be humiliated on more than 7-8 occasions by people in arguments.
Or just send him his scene of him in Heartstopper.
Yeah. Just do that in the comments. Just keep posting the scene of him in Heartstopper or him in any...
Or Glow Up, or EastEnders, or eBay advert, or the phone advert.
Or dancing around like a prick.
So he's now removed. So he's not going to be in tomorrow's episode. He didn't feature heavily in this one.
No.
So he's gone. But they're still doing an eviction. So
yes. But this hopefully will be the last time we talk about him. So that'll be the end of that. There were other things, though. For instance, Caroline and Zila's conversation in the snug after last night's awful shouting from Caroline, from her shouting out about Zila. Did I say that? Yeah.
She even had the Joe from S Club 7 cap on, the black cap from her interview when she was released.
The sparkle star.
She really was giving Joe from S Club. So yeah, I say that? I don't believe I said that. Yeah, she had a chat with Zila. Again, Zila took it really well, and actually...
Zila's a star.
Yeah.
I adore him.
But I still don't know if I just don't know if I trust Caroline still, because then she had that chat later when, like you said, when she was talking to George about all the people, and she was like, oh yeah, that lot, and oh yeah, he's going to win, and she pointed to Zila. And it's like, so there is still some weird bitterness here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I trust her. I feel like that George was brave enough to be the brat he is, whereas Caroline isn't, but when she had a drink, she became the brat that she is. So
her mask slips.
I still don't trust her. And her saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and that is the worst thing I've ever done. But then the same day to then have that conversation with George about, and then pointing out the people that she fell out with. It's just, well, how.
Also with George,
how real was your apology?
Yeah. Also with George, she agreed with that. She thought that people who couldn't afford to buy nappies should be prosecuted and jailed. You know,
well, the country's gone to shit. Yeah, it has. And it's like, well, I thought you two were meant to be. In what world
has your country gone to shit, Caroline? Because it looks pretty smart, especially George's world, eh?
I know, and it's like, well, you're meant to be these, as he's been quoted in The Sun. I'm a proud flag-bearing citizen of this country.
He is, shagging that flag.
The only two people who are saying the country is shit are the two who apparently love it so much.
Yeah.
So, here we go.
Everyone else is wrong. We're correct.
I don't particularly trust Caroline's apology or believe it completely. No. Even with the one with Nancy, I don't particularly believe it either. So I'm on the back foot of Caroline.
I understand why people in the house are being a bit more forgiving with Caroline. One, because you're in that environment, and two, because you've lived with Caroline, and up until that point, you've had this opinion of Caroline which hasn't been tainted by that night. I understand that they're kind of seeing it as a blip. Zila quite rightly said that they will mend. Their wounds will heal eventually, but it's going to take time. So I think Zila's the same. He's keeping her at a arm's length.
And I'm glad he said, because she said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he said, "Oh, yeah, it did hurt actually." Like he didn't say, "Oh no, it's okay, it didn't hurt." He actually said to her, "Actually, yeah, it did." So I'm glad he kept with that. We also had the odd Marcus.
I know, Marcus. Come on, man.
Marcus.
You had your chance. You bailed out that ship, and Elsa was starting to move on. She's made a friendship with Cameron Kay. I think Cameron Kay's got a little crush on her, I must admit.
Yeah, and Tasia. She's friends with Tasia.
And she's friends with Tasia. She's finally finding her footing with a few people in the house now. She's beginning to get her own friendship base. And then Marcus comes swanning back in again, and she's gone straight back to where she was again. And it's just like, oh, Marcus, come on.
And this is down to Marcus, by the way. This is
down to Marcus. 100% this is Marcus.
And I don't want to be crude. We're never crude on this podcast.
We're very, very, very not crude.
But I'm blaming Marcus because it's day 10.
Yes.
I'm not going to say anything else.
It's stored, isn't it?
And that's all he's thinking about now.
Marcus, blink and you miss it.
So that's all he's thinking about is that. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just going to go there again then." And he's thinking downstairs, not upstairs.
But that's not forgivable. That's not forgiving. That's forgivable for Marcus, because Marcus was the one who kicked up the big stink about this and thought and ended it with Elsa and made a big hoo-ha about it. Elsa took about 2 days to move on from that. And to be fair to Elsa, I've been kind of judging her. I must admit, I judged her, and I think she's actually coped with it better than I actually gave her the benefit for.
But he's going to mess it up again. In a few days' time, he's going to call it off again because she's going to be attached to him again. So it's just going to get messy.
Naughty Marcus, come on.
Yeah, I literally sighed and rolled my eyes. Which maybe is what Marcus needs to do.
But also, someone else who's getting cock block, I suppose Marcus isn't now, but poor old Cameron B. Cameron B is obsessed with Nancy. Like, he was around her like a fly round shit. Not to say Nancy is shit, but...
He became a pull-up bar to impress her.
Oh, God, that was hilarious.
He could hold tape with his arms. Tape.
And then
I can do loads of pull-ups. I can, and they did it in front of her.
Nancy was doing an exercise, and Zila and Sam were both going, "Well done, Nancy, keep going."
You
and
look great.
Cameron B was like shouting out, like, "Oh, gorgeous!" And Jenny literally side-eyed him and was like, "Okay." And then on the bed, but then Nancy started talking again to Zila and to Faye Shola and Sam, and Cameron kind of sat there like a spare part. Like, Cameron B has such a crush on her.
The red.
Oh yes, the Baywatch swimming trunks. He was desperate at that point.
He was literally naked with his little trunks on, and it was like, well, if this doesn't work,
this is desperate, Cameron B. Come on.
It didn't get her attention. Nancy has found. I feel like Nancy's found her right group now.
Certainly, I agree with that.
Since the Weird Caroline argument, I feel like she's become closer with the better people who fit her more. Like, she was part of the Wolfpack, which is just the most hideous Wolfpack in existence.
Well,
so she's got out of there.
Just two people now.
Yeah.
It's just Tate and Cameron B.
Marcus is back to being a bull again.
Marcus is being the breeding bull, and Nancy kind of, she still, they say she can dip in and out.
Yeah, but I think she's more comfortable and has more fun with the people. She's found her tribe.
Yeah.
Which is the Zila,
Faye Shola,
Sam, and
Nancy,
Cameron Kay.
And Jenny as well, I think.
And Jenny, yeah. So it's nice for her. I feel like that's a better fit for her. Sam described it brilliantly, where, he's how I feel if I was in the house. He's like, Cameron B and Tate and Marcus, the banter and the jokes and the vibe is just different, and it's not for me.
Fair.
That's how I would be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be anywhere near them. Just look from afar if they're doing pull-ups.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I like that Tate and Cameron B have found a similarity, a friendship together. I just think that it's just boring for me anyway. And
not my type of character.
I mean, I was on board completely when Tate was, like I say, showing empathy when he was in the hot tub and talking about an experience he had. But Cameron V, like I say, he's so desperate. And it kind of extends my thought that he is so desperate to get the camera attention that he wants, that, like you say, he hovers around the people that I think he could get the camera on. He knew that Zila because of the fallout between Zila and Caroline the night before, he knew that Zila was going to be probably focused on for the next episode. And so I've never seen Cameron B be around Zila as often as he was today.
No.
And it was like, oh, it's obvious, Cameron B, what you're doing.
And his diary room moments as well feel a bit...
Oh, they're so forced. It's,
yeah.
If I'd known better, I thought he'd had a writer as he walked in and he was like just reeling out what he's been told. I think Cameron B is desperately trying to be the new Vernon Kay. I really do. They're both from Belton, so
he wants to do some commentary on some boxing shows. Maybe
he could do that. That's good. He could start a boxing podcast. I must admit, I missed Jenny and Cameron Kay's breakdown today. They didn't do their breakdown in the Snug.
No, they
I
had a
missed
little
that
one, didn't they? I think between them.
Oh, I didn't see it. I don't remember it very
he
well.
Spends a lot of time. The Snug's being used a lot more this series.
Thankfully, I know.
And it's the hub of conversation, which is meant to have been last series.
But it's meant to be a little secret area because there's a little window. It's a bit like what the balcony used to be, so you could look down on people and like talk about them. I think people don't really talk about them in the Snug, but they are having nice conversations in the Snug as well. I feel a bit sorry for Richard. I just want to bring that up quick because I feel like he's on his own. He's really on his own, and I want to put it down to the eyeball thing, him taking the 50 eyeballs, but I think there's more to it than that. Like everyone's kind of being a bit shifty around him, and the only one who's asked him today if he felt okay because they noticed that he was kind of being left out was Cameron Kay. Again, Cameron Kay, what a star, what an icon. He's the mother I never had. And he's like, Richard really does feel like left out. I don't know. I feel a bit sorry for him. You always see the shot. ITV are cruel. You see a shot of everyone talking, you just see Richard in the background.
Or right in the corner frame, just in frame,
just out of the conversation. And
I mean, I don't really get what that thing was with the hot meal today. Like,
well, because they said he'd be punished further.
Well, but like he, at the end of it, he was like, "Thank you, that was really lovely." Yeah. It was like, well, what was the point of
I'm going to have a shit.
I think what was that meant? I don't quite understand what the point of that was, but
presumably they thought I mean, if it had been anyone else, maybe they would have been more performative
like
with
crying
it
and sweating.
Yeah, but Richard was a bit like, "Oh, it's a bit hot."
Yeah,
I might need to put the toilet roll in the freezer later. Ooh.
So yeah, that wasn't exactly thrilling. So and then. Did he ruffle a few feathers at night time?
Yes.
The last scene, it was like in the night vision. I thought
slumber party.
Or I thought Marcus and Elsa, and I just thought, no, please. But it wasn't them, thank God. It was a little slumber party with Nancy, Tasia, Sam, Zila, and was Jenny there, I think?
Yes, Jenny was, because at the end of it, Jenny said, "I'm afraid to move." Because Richard asked them to be quiet because they were chatting. It was 4 in the morning, to be fair. Yes.
I may be old. I'm on the older demographic of these housemates, but it's the bedroom. Just don't do that. I mean, they're locked in. They never used to be in the old days.
Why
Big
did they
Brother.
lock them in the bedroom? I'm presuming they're setting something up.
The task, but like they never used to do that on the old days. On the old days, you could just sit on the sofas until 4 a.m. and talk. So I understand, but at the same time, you weren't exactly being quiet, and there was like 6 of you. So, and no one else complained, only Richard, but he's also on the floor.
Well, Richard, and he's literally next to where they were.
Yeah.
Like the rest of them were kind of like a bit further away from them in the bedroom. But Richard was on the floor, as you say, already probably feeling a bit sorry for himself under an itchy blanket. And yeah, I was with Richard on that one. But again, I could completely see that if I was in that group having a little chit chat, and then, Richard came over and his posh England boy voice going like, "Oh, could you politely just be a bit quiet now, please?
Soon,
it's time for bed."
Yeah.
Yes. I would be a bit like stifling a giggle. It did make me laugh when Jenny said like, "I'm too scared to move now." I thought, yeah, that's how I'd feel. But poor
fair enough
Richard.
on him. Do you see they upgraded his mattress as well? So
no, how did they upgrade
it? Used to be like a flat. When they got his bad mattress, it was just a flat thing, and now it's a proper mattress just on the floor. So obviously ITV lawyers have been in touch, like on launch night when they didn't give them water, and then all of a sudden water appeared. Yes, they've obviously been in touch and be like, well, this mattress, it needs to be. So they've given him a proper mattress now. So there you go.
Poor Richie, poor Dickie.
So you wanted to save for eviction then? You said you want who to go? Well,
I'd like to see Richard stay because I like the fact that Richard is kind of like cruel. This is cruel as I'm saying this, but I like that he's kind of in the house just dithering along. And also, I think Richard would happily stay because I think Richard has a plan to win. So I'd like Richard to stay. Of course, I want to keep Elsa because Elsa is just sweet, really.
That could stop the Marcus thing. But then again, getting rid of Cameron B can stop the wolf pack in its tracks.
Well, it would leave, that'd be interesting. It would leave Tate then the odd one out.
He'd
And
have to make friends.
He'd have to make friends with someone. I wonder which direction he'd go because they said that the house is split into two groups, but I disagree. It's split into the larger group is obviously the one we were talking about with Zila and Ife,
the
Shola,
gays,
and so
theys,
on.
and the thems.
That's
yeah.
it. The gays,
That's
the
what
she's,
Sam
the
said.
theys, and the thems.
best group.
And then there's the wolf pack, which is Tate and Cameron B. And then it's the, what should we call them? The twat pack, which was George and Caroline. So
And George is gone.
the mini reform pie inside the house, and George is gone. So but Caroline could easily jump into groups, to be fair to her. But it'd be interesting to see if Tate would do without Cameron B. But Cameron B, for me, Cameron B is really boring. It's like he's just going to sail to the final. It's just not
this
interesting.
Is the chance to get him gone, but it's
Get him
vote
out
to
early.
save though, isn't it? So
So-
I mean, I guess Elsa's going to have enough because she has like TikTok fans or whatever. So she's kind of got enough to get through the first eviction. So if you want Cameron B gone, you've got to put your votes on Richard.
I'd say 3 for Richard.
I think
2
Richard
for
is
Elsa.
most at risk. No, all 5 on Richard because she has a fan base already.
Oh yeah, but don't. Sometimes that can backfire, and you think that Elsa's got the fan base.
Yeah, but if
and then-
Elsa goes, then that's fine because then that stops the romance. So
That's true.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah, but then I'd rather the romance stopped with Marcus, to be honest with you, because out of Marcus and Elsa, I find Elsa more
That's
interesting.
true, yeah.
Marcus is a bit boring too.
Well, we'll find out soon when it's eviction. Tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow, no. Well, the eviction is tomorrow, but our eviction episode will be Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
But we may do another episode tomorrow as
Backwards.
well. It's all going on here. Welcome to our world. So if you'd like to get in touch with us about anything you like, just to have a chit chat if you like, let us know what you're having for tea
Or
tonight.
Richard.
Yeah. Or what's your favourite vegetable?
Or who you want to evict.
Or you could do that. You could stay on form, stay on the actual game plan. Then you can get in touch with us by looking on our link tree, which is all the links, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there, you can find us links for Instagram, our TikTok, and YouTube, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcast apps. And don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and follow us for all updates for episodes that are coming in the future. And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful, and on there you can give us a £5 that helps keep the lights on for the show.
Lovely. Right. Well, until we see you next time, goodbye.